Hello and welcome in or welcome back to Clear Channel 333. My name is Yolanda. Please check the description box always when proceeding with the messages here on my channel. 1984 can be significant. Even that movie, 1984. Today, I have a message from the Lord of Karma, okay, Saturn, and already a charm jumped out the bag. It says handmade, okay, 33 on the timer. Something original, but handmade. Someone may even make some type of craft or do crafting. But it's giving me surprise energy. So this energy of the Saturn transit that I'm going to get into could bring about some type of surprise energy into your life, okay? I'm just going to pull a few charms as confirmation for you. You may be seeing these things in everyday passing, or even, one as I say this, hearing someone say the word or whatever charm this is, okay? You may just hear it in your day-to-day life. So, Holy Spirit, guide me, allow me to see as you see with all truth and clarity, please and thank you. It's 11:19 on the clock. 19 is the sun, and 11 is justice. So, definitely this message has to do with karmic justice, and a favorable outcome is how that's coming through with that sun energy, okay? And I have a confirmation for November 2nd in this message. And it's 11:20 right now. So 11/2, okay, November 2nd and November 20th can be significant dates for you. So let's see. There are now 3 hearts on the table, okay? Don't have my tweezers. There's 3 hearts on the table, but this is an uneven heart. So one side is bigger than the other, and it's giving me I'm hearing non-cooperative, but unrequited or non-reciprocated. And then you have the full heart here. And I'm going to drop everything. And I say, and now I'm going to drop everything. Like literally someone could be dropping everything to bring something into order. The Saturn may be dropping many things from your life to bring them into order, bring justice into your life, okay? The umbrella is here. It's giving me rainy day. So like, but it's also giving me rain check. There may be some part of your life that you feel has been on hold, okay? And it could even have to do with relationships, but there's peace coming into the situation. There's 2 doves here. One is hollow, one is whole, okay? So you may have been missing peace, okay, from your life. Your life could have been really hectic. With the lollipop here, it's giving me back to a simpler time is how it's coming through. 11:22 on the clock. So that date is also here. Okay, so these dates that maybe that week time frame is going to be very significant for someone this year. There's a bunny here, a pink bunny. April, Aries. Okay, is significant. The turtle is here. This is endurance. It's longevity as well, but it's also slow and steady, okay? So that you may feel like that has been the energy of your life, slow but steady. Momentum is coming. Something's coming into harmony, into balance, okay, with this music note here. The wolf is howling. It's like calling in your soul tribe, okay, even. So just take it as it resonates, but you may be seeing wolves. And then there's a pig here with heart ears. There's a lot of heart energy. So you could be going through heart chakra clearing. I don't feel like it's opening. I feel like it's a clearing energy. Spirit, the universe, making space for new energy to come in. This is a message of karmic balance, karmic justice. And there's also the message of tying up loose ends, ancestral wise. Okay, so I'm going to see what that is. What are you tying loose ends up to? But 11:11 is also going to be very significant, specifically 11:11 a.m. And I don't know why that is. You may be specifically seeing 11:11 a.m. like you may be catching it on the clock. Okay. November 11th, 2026 is going to be very significant for someone. Or November 11th, 2027 will be very significant for you. Like I said, the date 11/2/2026. Okay. Spirit is giving these time frames for a very specific reason. It could just be for one person, so just take it as it resonates. But I just saw 6/11, so June 11th. That could be someone's birthday. But I'm going to see why these dates are significant. I feel like that may be a very specific side message for someone, but we'll see. This does have to do with an ancestral message. So I'm going to use this, and justice is on the bottom of this deck. Karmic justice. This is the relative tarot. I'm going to go to the Moon Omens website because this is what I was guided to. I had actually got an email from them on this transit. But yesterday's reading, I believe it was either here or TikTok. I can't remember. Something came up about astrological planetary movement, alignment, happenings. Okay. So this article from Moon Omens, and they are here on YouTube. They're on Instagram. They know about astrology. I'm not going to claim to know anything about astrology. So I am going to read from their website, but it's where I was guided to for this message. So it's going to be very significant for someone. You may even want to go follow this, follow them on YouTube for more information. But the first message that I got with this message was from an email from them. And it says, Neptune's recent entrance into Aries has already begun to shift something deep and subtle within the collective. Many have felt it as a string of vision, faith, and or inner knowing that a new chapter is opening. So you could be feeling excited. You could be feeling nervous. You could be feeling like a range of emotion, or even moodiness is what I want to say. But it's all tied to anticipation of something to come. Like you just feel like something's coming. Like I said, you may be feeling really excited and you don't know why. Okay. Tomorrow, February 13th, Saturn joins Neptune in Aries. Okay, Aries is a fire sign. That's that passion, ignition, wanting to start something new, getting excited about newness. Okay, and it says Neptune in Aries brings weight, clarity, and responsibility to what has only just begun to take shape. So it is a freshness, a newness. It may be unfamiliar. It may be an unfamiliar feeling to you, because if you've been going through a lull, like you don't know what's going on, or you feel like you have no direction, this excitement may be amping up and you're like, okay, but why? Like, where am I going? What am I doing? Like, what is this energy? Okay. It says, although Saturn and Neptune will not form their exact conjunction until February 20th, Saturn's arrival marks an important turning point. So you may be very sensitive to energy and you're able to feel the transit, like positioning. Okay. Saturn's journey through Aries begins a 2-year cycle that invites us to strengthen our relationship with our courage, willpower, and personal authority. It asks us to move through fear, to meet challenges with maturity, and to take responsibility for the direction we choose. So off top, this is speaking about accountability. Now, yesterday in one of my readings, accountability came up. Accountability for your actions in past relationships. The charms already started off with relationship energy, so it could very well be connected. But I had pulled out for my next reading my accountability tarot that I created. The link is in my bio if you would like to purchase. And I feel like I will go to that deck in this reading as well to see if Spirit has any more messages, because this karmic justice, karmic balancing out, it has to do with karmic lessons. So it could be that you're tying up an ancestral karmic lesson that's going to usher you into a new prosperous season. Okay. So let's see. Now, this message 111 as I say this, and it's 11:29 on the clock, which is 11:11. So the number is very significant. This article was written yesterday, February 11th at 11:11 a.m. They posted it. Okay. So it says on February 13th, Friday the 13th, which is also the day of the divine feminine. So this could be a divine feminine message, but just take it as it resonates. It says Saturn leaves Pisces, and shortly after Neptune enters Aries too for the second time. The Lord of Karma will remain in Aries until April 12th, 2028. So 2026 to 2028 are pivotal, especially if your sun placement is in Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn. Okay. And so I'm going to tap in also to see why that is. Why is it pivotal for you? 2:11 now, I just saw on the clock. February 11th. So yesterday, something could have been very significant for you, or you may have been feeling this antsy energy yesterday, okay? As an indicator or confirmation for you that this is your message. It says Saturn, during this time, Saturn will challenge us to cultivate resilience and learn to act intentionally rather than react impulsively. This transit will ask us to become the leaders of our lives and take full responsibility for the consequences of our actions. So this is stepping up to the plate, taking responsibility for your behavior, your actions, your thoughts, how you move about this physical plane. Okay. It's like not passing the buck, causing someone else to foot the bill for whatever a situation you've created. Okay. It's a healing energy. Saturn entering Aries is significant for everybody, particularly so for those people with natal placements in cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Now, it says if you have cardinal signs in these astrological placements, but when I took my notes, Spirit specifically said if your sun sign placement is in one of these. So take either as it resonates, and make this message that I'm going to pull out to see why it's pivotal. This could be specifically for those who have these sun sign placements. Okay. It says those. Wait. It says, and especially for those with their natal Saturn in Aries, as they are about to experience their Saturn return. So if you have a placement of Saturn in Aries, this is definitely going to be very strong energy for you to move through. It's coming through as an extra special message. Like you're wanting to pay attention to how you're feeling the energy, how you're maneuvering through the energy. Is going to be very strong for you because your Saturn placement is in Aries, and Saturn will be in Aries, okay? Saturn return. Those born between 1996 and 1999 are entering their first Saturn return, while individuals born between 1967 and 1969 or between 1937 and 1940 are entering respectively their second and third Saturn return. Now, I keep seeing 67. And I was born in 1969. I was not. I was born in 1979. But I keep seeing 67. So if you're seeing 67, that could resonate as 1967, okay? Because your birthday would be that year. But there's something significant about 67 because it keeps coming up, and it came up just now. So this could be an extra special message of awareness for those who are born in 1967 for some reason. It says this is a time for them to undergo a reality check. That's why it's coming through as karmic lessons, because there's something you need to, Saturn is pretty much saying, okay, are you done? Are you tired of reliving the same lesson? Have you learned the lesson? Are you ready to move on? Like, it's time. For these years, 1967, 1969, 1937, and 1940, those are like, this is the end of your time here. So Spirit is saying, karma is saying, the universe is saying, are you going to wrap up these karmic lessons in this lifetime? Or are you going to carry over into your next incarnation, is what I feel the message is, okay? This is about gaining maturity and personal authority, okay? It says all the individuals personally impacted by Saturn's ingress into Aries are being asked to take responsibility for their actions, their choices, and their desires. They are being invited to cultivate courage and patience and develop mastery over their impulses, reactions, and instinctual drives. This is slowing down. This is about the sacred pause. This is, which I'm also learning. So I know that's why I'm giving the message as well, so that I can become more aware of moving more intentionally. Like I said, sacred pause. The pause before action. Wheel of Fortune is here. This is, you want to create the shift by doing the healing. You would want to create the shift into a new era instead of repeating old cycles, okay? And like I said, justice is at the bottom of the deck. So the years 2026 to 2028, let's see, why is that a pivotal time, especially for sun placements in Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn? Show us, Holy Spirit. Why is this a pivotal time, especially for these sun placements? 1979 could be significant. The Lovers, the confirmations is a love message. This, I feel like this is karmic relationships. Are you ready to move away from the karmic relationships and into soul-based connections? Like I've been doing the messages that the soul-based connections are needed. Your light is needed in the world. Are you ready to step out of the shadow, the karmic ties? Are you ready to undo karmic loops, cycles, okay, and move into, and I'm hearing coherent relationships, but relationships that aren't toxic. They're soul guided, soul based relationships, okay, however they may resonate. Or are you ready to stay single, okay? Move away from the toxicity and just heal and do you, okay? Some people want to live that single life and it's fulfilling for them. So this is the universe, Saturn especially, giving you a choice. What do you want to do? But ushering you into healing to move on, tying up these loose ends, okay? Heartbreak is here, Three of Swords. Because that's what karmic relationships do, is bring heartache to break you wide open so that you can see how to improve yourself, how to heal and move on into something that is emotionally fulfilling and rewarding. The universe, confirmation. So yes, the universe is asking, are you done with heartache, heartbreak, pain, Are you ready to move into, I'm hearing the good life, okay? 2112 is here. And so you may be seeing the mirroring number of that 1221. That date could also be significant. And here is the Wheel of Fortune right behind it again. And the Hermit is right behind that. This is closing the cycle. Okay, going with the end and healing, self-mastery, spiritual mastery, and spiritual, because it keeps running through my mind. I saw a video from Dolly Parton and she breaks it down so perfectly. Spirituality is simply getting back to the authentic you, doing what you enjoy, doing what you feel feels good to you, not what it looks like to someone else. Getting back to the core of you, living authentically you, okay, is what spirituality is. People try to make it seem like it's such this complicated thing, and it's not. It's really easy. It's being exactly who you are, okay, without apology. Page of Wands, this is a beginning, and this is the energy. Getting excited about the next chapter being a good one. After the healing, tying up these loose ends, and the Lovers is here again. And this is about acceptance. I already know what the message is, because there's 3 Lovers cards in this deck, and 2 of them are same sex. So male, male, female, female, and then female, male relationships. Are you going to accept your sexuality? Okay, some people hide behind heterosexual relationships and hide the same sex relationships behind closed doors, okay? And this is standing your ground. This is, I'm going to do what I feel is good for me without harm to none, okay? And stand up for what I believe in, 7 of Wands. That could be what you're tying up loose ends to. An ancestral lesson that whoever came before you did not. If you think back into your family line, who was it that was against same-sex relationships? Okay, so that's, they weren't accepting, they weren't tolerant, they weren't okay with being okay with that, okay? And it's usually goes back to self. There's an aspect of self, shadow, that doesn't accept it, even if it's not, especially if it's shouldn't be pertaining to the person, if you get what I mean. They're directed at outward, like they don't even want to see it, okay? They don't even want to see same-sex connections. It may be that they were hiding their true feelings about themselves in a same-sex connection. Okay, so that message is coming out specifically for someone. 1977 could be significant. The initial M, because I see the notification for my Gmail. So somebody may be expecting an important email, or have just sent an important email, is how it's coming through. But the Sun is here. This is illumination. It's also exposure, but it's courage. Okay. And a card of success and triumph. Tying up loose ends. Page of Cups. This is childhood things. Okay, so childhood traumas. So that's all this energy here, because now I'm being guided to stop pulling. So all this energy here, this message up to here is why 2026 to 2028 are pivotal for you. Okay. I mean, you can continue to go on with the message, because more of the message may be for you, but specifically this here, where I'm stopping at, is your message if you're still watching, okay? There's karmic loops you want to break, is what I want to say, okay? Yeah, this is reciprocal. These situations that you may have been dealing with, 444, as I say this, have been unrequited. They have been unreciprocal. They have been toxic. And this is what the energy is, why it's pivotal, because the energy of reciprocity wants to come in. But if you haven't learned the lesson that you, 11:44 now on the clock, if you haven't learned the lesson that you are worth someone giving you reciprocal energy, that energy can't come in, because you have to learn the lesson first. You have to know that you're worthy of it, or you won't know how to accept it. Okay. 7 of Pentacles, someone investing in you versus someone trying to get over on you. 7 of Swords. Okay. This is deceptive energy. This is someone preying on you, literally. And this is someone investing, knowing your worth, recognizing your worth, letting you know they know your worth, and they're ready to invest. Okay. So big difference here. And the Star. This is that healing energy. 555 as I say that. So 1976 could be definitely significant. Let's see. Tell me a little bit more about this pivotal energy for the collective needing this message, please and thank you. Refresh and recharge is what I opened up to. This is the healing energy. Okay. And like I said, divine counterparts are needed. Your light is needed in the world at this time. Heavily is how it's coming through. Heavily. Because I just saw the candle card, which said comfort. Bringing comfort to the world. Compassion. Self-care. This is Empress energy. And get help. Both of these are healing energies. But this is... it says self-care is not being selfish. You're investing in the most precious thing on earth. You. 7 of Pentacles just presented itself. It is someone investing in you, but you have to invest in yourself first. Okay. With the self-care. Get help. Life can become overwhelming and sometimes even unmanageable. Now would be a great time to reach out for help before your problems destroy you. You may be someone who is like, I got it. I can handle it. I don't need help. Spirit is saying ask for help. You may be able to do it on your own, make it through these situations, however they resonate for you. I'm hearing with tenacity, but you're resilient. It doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. You can ask for help. Strength is at the bottom of the deck. And even this flower, it's budding, but it looks like it's a flame. So twin flames could be significant, but empowered. Some people feel... I'm hearing emasculated. It's 11:47 on the clock, and that's 11:11 again. You may feel less than because you have to ask for help. Spirit is saying, like, get that out of your head. It's okay to ask for help. Strength. It says you never know how strong you really are until being strong is your only choice. But this also comes at a price. If you're always the one being strong for yourself and others, it takes a toll on you. That's why Spirit is saying ask for help. Be empowered today to take back control of your own life and your own destiny. Getting help can also help you get back to self, okay? It can be, getting help can empower you because it allows you to set down some of the responsibility, okay? Before you end up in regret. Because when we don't take a break and rest, naturally the universe has to bring things into balance. And the universe will sit you down so that you can rest, and you have no choice to rest. So Spirit is saying ask for help, get help through whatever this energy is you need to move through. Whatever this Saturn energy is bringing in for you, the lessons that you need to wrap up. So let's go further into the message of accountability, okay? Let's see what Saturn is asking you to be accountable for. Now, this deck that I created, the Accountability Tarot Oracle, it is a mixture of both. It is only the major arcana, so major life happenings. Where did you misalign? But also there's a series of questions that you can ask yourself to do shadow work, okay? So let's see. What area of your life is Saturn asking you to look at? Take a closer look at. Take accountability for. What do we need to know here? Please and thank you, Spirit. You can find this deck in my link tree. In my bio, it'll be the first link in my link tree. The fear factor, okay? You may be seeing 15. This is the devil card, okay? If you can see the imagery, there's like, it's all in his head, okay? Everything that they're thinking of, fears. Confirmation. This is, it says self-sabotage and addiction. But it's like the person is running straight towards that monster or the demons. Okay. So this is being able to face your fears. A lot of things are made up in the mind and they're not as bad as we think they are. But it says you are not stuck, not bound, not chained to negativity and fear. At this time, you are being held back by your own limitations, self-sabotage. You are allowing old negative patterns to creep back in and hold you back. What you may feel is taboo may simply be unaddressed desires riddled with guilt and embarrassment. Allow yourself to be free and do what brings you pleasure with harm to none. Now, before I read the affirmation, this is so in line with the message of the same-sex connections, 222 on the timer. What you may feel is taboo could be projections from your childhood. Okay, the Page of Cups did come out. Childhood trauma. Who told you that same-sex connections shouldn't be? Okay, being riddled with guilt and embarrassment. Okay, is what it says here. Allow yourself to be free and do what brings you pleasure with harm to none is the key factor here, okay? The affirmation says, I can experience anything that brings me pleasure without harm to another. This is about being able to be free sexually, your sexuality, being comfortable with self. And at the bottom of the deck is the 12. This is the sacred pause. The hangman energy. And I didn't give these cards traditional names. I channeled names that would be equivalent in some way to the major arcana. And so the hangman is the sacrifice because it's self-sacrificial energy. Being in hangman energy is you put yourself in that position because maybe you don't want to rock the boat. So it's like, okay, I'll take the hit so that someone else doesn't feel bad, or however that resonates. I'm getting 1212, you may be seeing. But this is like bending over backwards, and you can see the imagery, okay? Bending over backwards for those who wouldn't bend over backwards for you. Self-sacrifice. Giving of yourself when you know you really can't or you don't want to, but you do it anyway. And you are the one who end up suffering, okay? It says, do you think that the more you gave, did you think, or it could be do, because this could be present energy for someone. Did you think that the more you gave, you would begin to receive? Think about how you got into this mess in the first place. Are you bending over backwards for someone who is barely supporting you? Sacrificing yourself doesn't always mean something good will come from it. Take into account you are in this position because you put yourself there. Are you interfering with your manifestation? Surrender and allow the universe to work on your behalf. This whole message doesn't have to be for you. It is split into two different scenarios or categories. But the affirmation says, what's meant for me will arrive in divine time. Sometimes we put more effort in and we don't need to. Okay, and you could interfere with your manifestation and cause a delay, which the hangman energy is a delay. But it comes with, I'm hearing reciprocity for some reason, but it comes with enlightenment. So in a way, this is divine intervention. So because you will be able to see a situation in a new light, a new view. Okay. And it's like literally the universe making you take a sacred pause, because you'll get hung up at a juncture and forced to look at many sides of the situation you're in, okay? It's all about how can you realign for your highest good. So let's see. 11:11 a.m. is significant. It's 11:55 now. Archangel Sandalphon could be significant. 1973. Why is 11:11 a.m. important? Spirit may want you to pause. When you see that 11:11, pause. It's a new beginning. Five of Pentacles in reverse, coming out of hardship. Okay? And Knight of Pentacles is here. This is setting a solid foundation. Okay? Your ancestors could be specifically trying to give you a message at that time. If you're seeing it constantly, 11:11 a.m., that's when they want you to pause and ask of them, what do I need to know? Okay, they could be giving you ideas. Two of Wands is right behind it, and this is a plan. Your ancestors is 11:56 on the clock now. So that is 11:11 again. It keeps coming through in different ways. So you may be, that's what it is. You're going to be seeing signs, confirmations in a different way. And I'm noticing that my moon is turned the wrong way. Something turning around, a new view. And now we see the front of the moon rather than the back. The front of the moon. It's going to be a significant message for someone. And 73 is on my phone. Like, that's my brother. That's an ancestor, protector for me. So this is definitely an ancestor message. It's ascending. Okay, so receiving messages of confirmation in a heightened sense of awareness is what's coming through. Okay, but whatever the message is that's going to come through for you, something's going to be able to bring you out of hardship, and your ancestors are trying to get you to get the message. Okay, it's something that will set a solid foundation for you. Okay, Two of Wands, some type of plan, and Ace of Cups. 11:11 does apply to counterparts, and counterparts is here. This is the same sex relationship card. Two men, okay? With the Ace of Cups, could be alerting you of your partner coming in. Transition. Six of Swords is here. That's communication. Is tying up loose ends with miscommunication, okay? So that could resonate as well. Let's see. Why is November 11th, 2026 significant for whoever needs this message? What does this have to do with? Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune and Six of Pentacles. Reciprocal energy. This is the energy shifting in your favor. Okay? So that date specifically is going to be significant. What energy is shifting? Let's see. Let's go back to the Accountability Tarot, because it may be some shadow work you need to do in a certain area in order to create this shift. And the card of hardship is here, and I cannot get it off the table. So it's a message for someone. Goodness. Smile. It's okay. We all go through similar challenges. You'll get through this. Keep going. Don't hesitate to reach out for assistance. Goes back to that message of asking for help. This speaks about job loss, divorce, death in the family, car troubles, Five of Pentacles energy. So it's definitely an energy of hardship. So any of these things you could be experiencing. Also health concerns. By November 11th, 2026, the energy will have shifted. Okay. And this here is all about, and like I said, this whole message could be for you, but only take it if it resonates. Because as I bring out more of the message, Spirit is going back into previous energy. Okay. So, and that could be a message too. Your health turning around by this time frame, by November. And that is change. That's autumn, where things are changing. That is, It's giving me it's that, like, that's harvest time. It's harvest time. And I'm seeing the cornucopia. So in the driving force, this is the chariot. 111 as I say that. Excuse me. Literally, it's gonna be it's literally gonna be harvest time when you're reaping a lot of things. Okay. It's like it'll be here before you know it. November, it feels like it's right around the corner. It feels like we're already in mid-February and the year just started. Okay, so time, you may be feeling like time is going rapidly. So let's see, the chariot, the driving force. So this energy here is speaking about asking for help. And it doesn't have to be monetarily. I don't feel like it's monetarily for everyone, but you asking for help to rest, to get back, is respite, is what's coming through. Is that how you say it? Respite? Respite. Is what's coming through. Asking someone to help share the load is how it's coming through. So it's not always financial, monetarily, in that nature. Someone needs to simply rest. 1971 could be significant. 224. So let's see. It says you cannot take two paths at the same time. Intuition, willpower, drive, and a defining choice is approaching. So there may be some very specific, significant choice that you're going to need to make soon. Okay. And it has to do with laying some burden down, like allocating, I'm hearing allocating negotiations to someone else. So take that message as it resonates, but it's allocating duties to another so that you can rest. Okay. It says, perhaps you feel helpless at the moment. It's time to get back on track. Choose a lane and stick to it. Your intuition is your closest friend. Allow it to help you come into alignment with reality, with the reality you seek to create. Trust the force that guides you. I am my own driving force. I can pause, regroup, and readjust as needed, but I will not stop. This is taking the sacred pause to rest. You don't have to abrupt stop, okay? The universe will abruptly stop you if you don't choose to take a pause, take a break, okay? Yeah, and the moon is right behind it. Full moon energy, and right behind that, like I said, if you don't take time to pause, the universe will abruptly stop you. And right here is the abrupt disruption. That's the Tower energy, okay? The full moon energy here, full moon reveal. The moon is the subconscious. Someone may need to relax their mind, take a break, a mental break by resting your body physically. But releasing past memories. But the abrupt disruption says you were caught off guard, stunned, and shocked. You never thought it could happen to you. Now is the time to get out of that deer in the headlights phase and face reality. This is reality check time. 444 is to say that. It's reality check time that someone needs to rest. Okay. It says change is the only constant in life, and sometimes it can come out of left field. However, when something changes abruptly, don't freeze. A wise man once said, it is about how you pivot. This is a chance to change direction and create something new that is more aligned with what you want. Like I said, you don't have to stop, abruptly stop anything, but you can pause to regroup. How can I go about this in a different way? What other avenue can I take that's going to be less stressful for me? Okay. This is a chance to change direction and create something new that is more aligned with what you want. You are changing direction, but building from experience. So there could be an easier way to do something with the same results. Okay. The affirmation says, I am building something greater. Okay. So let's see. Now, the next date that is significant is November 11th, 2027. And I feel like that spirit is saying, okay, if you don't take this time to do this now, okay, you will push back your healing. Regeneration is what's coming through, okay? So the next significant date is 11/2/2026, okay? Now, I feel like, and just only take it as it resonates, you already have something, a date set, okay, for 11/2/2026, and I'm getting cancellation, okay? So if you haven't already canceled this, Spirit may be saying, okay, you're going to need to cancel whatever this is you're doing on 11/2/2026. So you could be someone who has things planned far in advance. The Sun, okay? This Sun card is giving me, and the Sun card usually, well, this is ancestral energy, passed over loved ones. So there's a man and a woman here celebrating. Okay, now this Sun card speaks of childbirth. So a son could be significant. This even 11/2/2026 could be someone's due date. Okay, 747 as I say that. So for someone, it is someone's due date. Truth and clarity, but this is clarity. This is a big reveal. This is exposure. This could even be Spirit saying, don't expose your pregnancy, the news of your pregnancy, or don't expose your child to media, social media, some type of way. Okay, so just take it as it resonates. Why is this date, and I was going to say, why is this due date significant? So for someone, it is going to resonate as a due date, but why is 11/20/26 significant for cancellation? The Magician and the Ten of Swords. This is an ending. So Eight of Pentacles. The Magician is 1969 is significant for someone. The Magician is master manifester. I'm getting lightheaded for some reason. Somebody needs to literally slow down so they can slow their mind down, okay? And this right here, he's on a massage table, okay? This is stopping to relax. Somebody may need to go get a massage. Even acupuncture could be significant for someone. But the Magician is transmutation, but it's also manifestations. But what is the cancellation, Spirit? Why is there a cancellation? Why is there a message of cancellation? Truth and clarity. This is a breakthrough. Now, this is the clarity, okay? And I feel like with Spirit, the message being cancellation, this is like making it crystal clear that if you do not pause and take a break, okay? For someone, whatever this is that you have scheduled for 11/2/2026, Spirit is saying, like, cancel that and relax, okay? Because you cannot manifest from a place of being unhealthy. You can't. Health is wealth. Being unhealthy affects your currency. Okay, so it's giving me like clear your calendar energy. Let me see. Tell me more about this date of 11/2/2026 in this cancellation. I'm hearing coming back online, support. This is be here and now. When you're having a massage, you're here and now. You're just worried about relaxing. This is, and literally the message of massage could just come through as relaxation. Four of Swords energy, vacation. Okay. And I'm hearing coming back online. So reintroduction, 11/2/2026. Take that message as it resonates. But support. Spirit is saying you need support. Accept that support. And this looks like the support of a companion. So just take it as it resonates. But it says the be here now says life is too short to be living in the past or worrying about the future. Take the time to enjoy every moment to the fullest. And this is like a futuristic imagery. Okay, steampunk could be significant. But Spirit is saying worry about the here and now. Somebody may even be looking so far into the future. 12:12 now on the clock. So whatever that confirmation was for that is now 12:12. Somebody may be looking so far into the future that it's stressful. Okay, Spirit is saying be here and now. You need to relax in the here and now. Now, when I was speaking about that week's time frame, so 11/2/2026 to 11/11/2026, someone may want to take that block of time and schedule vacation. Okay. When this self-centered card is here, and this speaks about not feeling like the world revolves around you. Somebody may have too much weight on their shoulders and need to alleviate that. You don't have to take care of everyone and everything. Okay. And this says, newsflash, the world doesn't revolve around you. Like, take that message. The world doesn't revolve around you. You can let go and rest. Okay. So I'm kind of just like flipping the message here because that's what I feel like it is. We can't control and help and take care of everyone and everything and not include ourselves in that taking care of process. No. Spirit is saying no. You can't say no. It's a full sentence. You don't want to do it, don't do it. No. It says no is a word we all need to use more often and stand on it. 7 of Wands. We also need to accept and receive it as the right of others. Spirit is saying it is all about you right now. Your world needs to revolve around you and what's going to help you relax. Okay. Memories. This is a nostalgic energy. So in order to be in the here and now, you may want to do something that comforted you in the past, in your childhood. Okay, just take it as it resonates. So let's see. I'm going to go to the Beloved Dead Oracle to see what ancestral things you could be tying up the loose ends to. Okay, let's see. What is this message of tying up loose ends? 2 cards, please. And now it's 67 on the percentage. So 1967 is a strong year for someone. And if this is not you, 1967, it has to do with a parent as confirmation. So you could have a parent that was born in 1967, or you could have a grandparent that passed in 67 is how it's coming through. Okay. There's something that you're bringing into alignment. It was just 12/14. So 12, the sacred pause, seeing something in a new light, doing something in a new way. Okay. And then 14 is temperance, balance, harmony, peace, the perfect chemistry of something coming together. It's also the union of opposites, your masculine and feminine energy, but also the divine masculine and divine feminine. Okay, so let's see. 2 cards. Ancestral loops, tying up loose ends. Because this may not resonate as romantic situations for everyone. So let's just see. Tying up loose ends to what? Ancestrally. The Wizard of Oz could be significant, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, any of that. Somebody could have had a past over loved one that is a confection. I don't know how you say it. They make sweets, chocolates, candies. I don't remember what it's called. Confectioner? I think that's the word. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is, you could have telepathic abilities, like very strongly, or you had a past over loved one who did not use them, and this is your gift in this lifetime that you lean on or rely on heavily. So it's passing the torch is what I want to say. But, and now King of Swords is at the bottom of the deck, and I have a feel, I know what this is. It's like, because I do it, relying on telepathic communication versus face-to-face communication. Okay, so it's like cut, and the Emperor is here. It's getting out of the habit of being so cerebral, and it's cutting the ties to that. Okay, and speaking. The King of Swords speaks. Okay, confidently. I'm hearing assuredly. But taking the lead in conversation even. Okay. But you may easily get downloads from spirit. This is downloads from your spirit team, the universe. Okay, even your divine counterpart. 2 of Wands is here. This is planning a trip, and 3 of Cups right behind it, and 3 of Wands. This is more travel. This is coming together. Okay. You and your divine counterpart could be coming together specifically to travel, to speak. Okay. So just take it as it resonates. So tying up loose ends to, I'm hearing being non-communicative. And it even felt stressful to say communicative. So it may be uncomfortable for you to communicate in romantic partnerships. Okay, that could have been the karmic lesson that you're learning, to speak to your counterpart, your incoming counterpart. Converse, be able to converse naturally. Yeah, Ace of Cups. Expressing love openly rather than telepathically. Okay, physically communicating. To rule out miscommunication. 6 of Swords. Okay, and 6 of Swords can also be like heated conversation to where you have to apologize. Okay, because of miscommunication. So just take it as it resonates. And now 7 of Swords is on the bottom, and 4 of Pentacles is here. And I feel like this full message of the ancestral tying up of loose ends has to do with communication. Okay, Swords is here again. 7 of Swords. And this could be like telling a half truth. Okay, because some people feel like half truths aren't lies. Omission. Okay, so that could be something that an energy you're here to transform. Whole truth and nothing but the truth is coming through. And you may hold back from telling the truth because you may feel like people don't want to hear the truth. It will cause conflict, or it has caused conflict in the past relationships of yours. Okay, or even in familial ties, it has caused problems for you to speak the truth, your message from spirit, okay? But Four of Pentacles, this is opening up, not being so guarded and reserved. Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is coming through. 134. So January 3rd, March 4th, April 13th. And I was about to say April 31st. Ain't no April 31st. There's no April 31st. Or like when something about childhood, because when I was a kid, I used to think there was an April 31st. And I would be like, why is there not an April 31st? Like, I wanted clarity on that. It's 12:21 right now. So mirroring numbers. This is definitely about divine counterparts for someone, but it does not have to resonate as that. It could just be partnerships. Like I said, even in business, Four of Pentacles is here. The message of investing wisely is coming through. Not holding on tight to investments. Confirmation. President Kennedy could be significant. It's now 12:22, so you may be seeing 222, and that number just passed on the timer as well, 222. So it's definitely partnerships in many different ways. Even a family business could be significant. As I said, that 234. Investing. So investment banker, something having to do with investment, the stocks, however this is going to resonate, banking is tied in here some kind of way, ancestrally. But this is illusions surrounding money or investments. These are things that you're tying up loose ends to. I'm hearing making amends. Justice is right here for the confirmation. It's and Nine of Cups is right behind that. That's wish fulfillment. But it's about doing something in the proper manner is how it's coming through. Okay, so these are the, you could have had a passed over loved one who was in trading. And 3, 2, 1 as I say this. Trading, investment banking. And I don't know nothing about none of this. It's just coming through. So if this is your message, you're going to know 333. It's all going to tie in. Okay. This is the loose ends that you're tying up, like unjust investments. Okay. Doing thing in a just manner, and can't even make it up because here go justice again. Spirit is reiterating. This is your portion is how it's coming through. This is your portion in life to correct things. Okay. And this is what's going to bring in your wish fulfillment. Doing things in a new way. 8 of Pentacles, being just in business dealings. Okay, being just in business dealings. Here's the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles and the Emperor are both here, and they both hold very similar positions, but the Emperor is just on a higher level, way higher. Okay. Being just in your business dealings. And 4 of Swords is here with the Tower right behind it. Spirit is saying it's time for you to rest. All this here could literally be past energy, and it's what you've been doing. Okay, it's what you've been tirelessly doing. And Spirit is saying now it's time to rest. You've done your portion. You've done your share of the hard work. Now it's time for you to rest, because if you don't, the Tower is going to come in. The Tower can result in death. Okay, so Hawaii is very significant, or India. There's also something heavily coming through about Christianity. Mosaics, stained glass, artwork. Any of those could be confirmation. The crown is being knocked off this building, and it's an old school building. I don't know. If you know what that building is, I'm getting Montgomery Wards, Sears Tower, Service Merchandise, P.T. Barnum. Any of those could resonate, but it's all like old school things, and 2 of Cups is here. This is even, and 10 of Cups is right behind it, is definitely a spiritual connection for someone getting away together, okay? To collect yourself is what I'm hearing. But the crown is being knocked off. So crown energy, anything to do with the head, thinking all the time. You may be the one, you may be the mastermind behind whatever this is, taking on a huge portion of things. Spirit is saying rest, okay? June 7th could be significant, or July 7th, or July 6th, July 16th. And 8 of Cups is here, and she has her back turned to all the cups. Spirit is saying, even if this, what you do, how you do it is emotionally fulfilling for you, you need to walk away from it at this time, okay? There's an energy of rest that is, I'm hearing, duly needed. Justly needed. Time to go into hermit mode, okay? Heart health could be significant with the 3 of Swords here, and he has a sword going through his head. So head and heart, it's time to get your head and heart back into coherence with one another. March 12th is very significant for someone, or March 3rd, okay? So let's see, let's get one final message from your ancestors. And I just noticed that I used this deck for tying up the loose ends. So that was very significant because I was supposed to use the Beloved Dead deck for this. Now I'm opening up to Acts of Love, which is observation. It's literally like you could observe from afar and not have to be hands-on is what this is giving me. So let's see, final message from the Beloved Dead. What messages collective need at this time? 808 could be significant. I think that is Hawaii, but just take it as it resonates. 1963 is significant. The Witch and creativity is at the bottom. Somebody may not want to take their hands off the wheel of their creative project. The Witch is here. There's something very special about you, okay? Now, I'm just going to say off top, I have read this before and I don't know how it ties into the message. So you're definitely going to know how this ties into the message for you. Okay. 228 could be significant. 122, 822. Okay. The Witch card says you were always different from the other kids in ways you couldn't quite articulate. Perhaps you came from a long line of peculiar. Or you were one of a kind, always on the outside, scrying in. Others tried to be normal, safely identifying as cool, athletic, dramatic, academic, or nerdy. You, on the other hand, found sanctuary in a raging thunderstorm, feeling the most alive around Gothic arches, trees, not people, and soft moonlight flooding through your window panes. Beloved by animals, wildlife, and spirits. You're summoned to the natural and the uncanny. You're a witch. You may feel more comfortable in your shadow energy. Not to say that that's a negative energy, but you may be able to maneuver through transition and change, and get through rough patches in life, depression, what have you. It's 12, 13 o'clock, and that's 1, 2, 3. So the shadow energy, it may be transformation and change may come naturally to you, okay? Or just that hermit being, I'm hearing reclusive, being withdrawn, that energy could suit you well. Okay, you may be able to work well with that energy. It says those who seek this path, whether they're out of the broom closet or not, are blessed with heightened intuition, insight, and awareness. You may be able to see very well in the dark, if you know what I mean. It says you'll recognize a witch instantly, not by the tools of their magical trade, the broom, cauldron, wand, or wooden spoon, but by their penetrating and profoundly wise eyes. They see you and through you. In contrast to the beloved dead of religion, this is the beloved dead's card for spirituality. When this card validates a loved one or an individual, this old soul is a healer, metaphysical practitioner, or just deeply magical and poetical spirit. If this doesn't resonate with anyone you know, there's a chance that this is an ancient ancestor you've never met. Given the maelstrom of religious and social intolerance in the history of the past, this soul may have been a decent, hardworking woman of a certain age, appearance, financial, or marital status, who was unjustly branded or persecuted as a witch. Is there an experience of oppression, judgment, or discrimination that's still finding expression in your current life? The energy of justice came out twice. You could be bringing in justice for a passed over loved one, or 333, as I say this, an ancestor way back when, who was a witch who was unjustly burned at the stake or hung, or however that would be. And this is what you're tying up loose ends to, okay? It says, if you've received this card, the beloved dead of witch is asking you to pull up a chair by the hearth for warm conversation. She explains that despite the witch's spellbinding aesthetic, this path isn't for the faint of heart. You may have had a very tough path in life, okay, up to this point. It will demand that you learn how to relinquish your ego and control and embrace life lessons in perfect love and perfect trust. This is a path that can accelerate your karma and push you through life's paces, initiations, and lessons that all lead to your exalted purpose, wisdom. And when I say I didn't know how this ties in, now I know how it ties in, because it has to do with learning the karmic lesson. Okay, 444 is to say that. This is about wisdom. The witch card is the destiny of the healer and the wise person. It says, if you're currently going through a difficult time, know that there's a deeper and heavily guided significance that you can't possibly know or may not even want in the moment. You're being given an opportunity to learn something that you'll be able to dedicate into service. The beloved dead of witch assures you that once you're through this test or trial, you'll be able to redeem magical and powerful insight from the darkness and drawn upon this to help others in need. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is divine order. And that is literally what's happening here. Okay. Taking the time, or even understanding, acknowledging that you need to rest. It's learned behavior, because if you're so used to just going, this is what I have to do, you don't take the time to rest. Okay. And so literally it is the lesson of knowing when to rest before your body gives out. Okay. This is Saturn giving you the opportunity to take a break, is what this is. So you may find that there are many things in your life that you feel are going wrong. Okay. And Spirit is letting you know they're not going wrong. It's for your benefit, so that you don't have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Okay. So I feel like that is the message, but there's something else that wants to come through. Let's see, let's go to the tea leaves. What else do we need to know here to close out this message, Spirit? Hammock. That's why Spirit is trying to drive the point home that someone needs to rest. The hammock card says taking a vacation physically or mentally. And literally this is physically and mentally for someone, okay? Quill, get back to the basics. This is another card of rest. Respite. It keeps coming through as respite. Target, a goal-oriented person. So you're a goal-oriented person. It's giving me workaholic, okay? There's something you want to accomplish that you like full steam ahead. I got to get this done. Spirit is saying it'll get done, but you need to take a break. Dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. This is having fun. Dolphins have fun. This is also the telepathic communication is strong here, okay? Dolphins. But water, getting to the water. Sunrise, sunset, having fun, vacation, 811, Archangel Metatron. That's the Chariot. And that's also movement, travel. So with that being said, Spirit said one more time, I'm going to say vacation with this kite card here, okay? Somebody needs to take a vacation. This is Spirit validating your choice, okay? Because I feel like for someone, it's a choice. July birthdays is significant. It is a choice, but someone may be stopping themselves from resting. You want to rest. You know you need to rest, but you're stopping yourself because you feel like you have to be hands-on something, okay? Spirit is saying it's time to surrender, wave that white flag, okay, and take a break. It's okay to rest and pause and take a break. So with that being said, Japan is coming through. This is the message. I hope that it was helpful in the way you needed it most. May it be helpful in the way you needed it most. Take care.